My girlfriend said, "From now on, I'll decide when we meet. Stop pressuring me." I didn't say a word, just nodded quietly. 2 weeks passed, no messages, no calls, no meetings. Then one evening, there was a soft knock on my door. I opened it. She was standing there, eyes glistening, and in her hands was something that made my heart stop. "Dear friends, I'm so close to 1,000 subscribers. Please support me by subscribing to my channel. Every single sub counts and means a lot. Thank you. I'm 27, and up until 3 months ago, I thought I had my life figured out. I'd been with Lauren for 2 years. We met at a mutual friend's barbecue, hit it off immediately, and within 6 months we were practically living together. She was a graphic designer. I worked in commercial real estate. Boring job, decent money, stable life. We had our routines. Sunday brunch, Wednesday movie nights, weekend trips to her parents' lake house. It felt right. Safe. Then around February, things shifted. She started working late more often. Stopped texting back as quickly. When I'd ask to see her, she'd say she was exhausted or had plans with coworkers. I'll admit, I got clingy. I'd send multiple texts asking when we could hang out, suggesting dates, trying to lock down plans. Looking back, yeah, I was being pushy, but I felt her pulling away and didn't know how else to respond. One night in early March, we were at her apartment. I'd brought takeout, Thai food, her favorite, and suggested we watch something together. She barely looked up from her laptop. "Can we talk?" she said, closing the screen. "Sure. What's up?" She took a breath. "You've been a lot lately. The constant texting, asking where I am, wanting to meet up every other day. It's suffocating." I felt my stomach drop. "I just miss you. We barely see each other anymore." "That's because I need space," she said firmly. "So here's what's going to happen. From now on, I'll decide when we meet. Stop pressuring me. I'll reach out when I'm ready." I wanted to argue, to tell her that relationships are supposed to be mutual, that this felt like being put in timeout. But I also didn't want to lose her. So I just nodded. "Okay," I said quietly. "I'll wait." She softened a little, reached across, and squeezed my hand. "Thank you. I just need some breathing room." That was March 8th. I remember because it was my sister's birthday, and I'd left early from her party to see Lauren. The first few days weren't terrible. I kept myself busy. Went to the gym more, caught up with friends I'd been neglecting, threw myself into a big property deal at work. But by day 5, the silence was deafening. No good morning texts. No memes sent at random times. Nothing. I checked her social media, stupid, I know, and she was still posting. Pictures of coffee cups, her workspace, a sunset from somewhere downtown. She was fine. Just fine without me. By day 10, I was barely sleeping. I drafted maybe 50 texts and deleted every one. My buddy Kevin told me to just move on, that she was clearly done but too cowardly to say it. But I couldn't accept that. Not yet. Day 14. 2 full weeks. I'd just gotten home from work, loosened my tie, poured myself a whiskey I didn't really want. It was around 7:30 p.m., already dark outside. Then I heard it, a soft knock at my door. My heart jumped. I wasn't expecting anyone. I opened it, and there she was. Lauren, standing in my hallway, eyes red and glossy like she'd been crying. She was wearing jeans and an oversized sweater, hair pulled back messily. And in her hands was a white plastic bag from a pharmacy. "Can I come in?" she whispered. I stepped aside. She walked past me, set the bag on my kitchen counter, and just stood there, arms wrapped around herself. "What's going on?" I asked, trying to keep my voice steady. She turned to me, and I saw tears streaming down her face. "I'm pregnant." The room tilted. I grabbed the counter to steady myself. "What?" "I'm pregnant," she repeated, voice cracking. I took 3 tests. They're all positive. I should have felt something. Joy, panic, anything. But all I felt was confusion. We'd been careful. She was on the pill. And we hadn't even slept together in over a month. "Lauren," I said slowly, We haven't been together in weeks." She looked down. I know. The silence stretched between us like a chasm. "Then whose?" I couldn't finish the sentence. She sobbed, covering her face with her hands. "His name is Troy. He's a photographer I work with. It started in January. Just once, I swear, just one stupid mistake after we had drinks following a client meeting. I thought it was nothing, that I could just bury it and move on. But then I missed my period, and I held up a hand. Stop. Just stop." My brain was trying to process this. January. She'd been cheating since January. All those late nights, all that distance, it wasn't about needing space. It was about covering up an affair. So the whole I need space thing, I said, my voice eerily calm. That was just you trying to keep me at arm's length while you figured out what to do. No. I mean, yes, kind of, but I was confused. I didn't know how to get out. She looked up, startled. What? Get out. I walked to the door and opened it. Take your tests, take your confession, and get out of my apartment. Please, just listen. There's nothing to listen to, I said, still holding the door. You cheated. You lied. You made me feel like I was the problem for wanting to see my own girlfriend. And now you're pregnant with some other guy's kid. We're done. She stood there for a moment, tears streaming, then grabbed the pharmacy bag and walked past me. She paused in the doorway. I'm sorry, she whispered. I closed the door in her face. Update 1. I didn't sleep that night. Just sat on my couch, staring at the wall, replaying every moment of the past 2 months. Every excuse, every deflection, every time she made me feel crazy for wanting to spend time with her. The next morning, I called in sick to work. Then I did something I'm not proud of. I went through every digital trace I could find. Old texts, social media, emails. That's when I found Troy's profile. Photographer, mid-30s, pretentious bio about capturing raw human emotion. He'd posted a picture 2 weeks ago with Lauren in the background at some art gallery opening. The caption, inspiring evening with inspiring people. I felt sick. But then I noticed something in the comments. A woman named Rachel had written, didn't know you were back on the scene. Thought you and Melissa were still figuring things out. I clicked on his profile again, scrolled further back. There she was, Melissa, his girlfriend, or ex-girlfriend. The photos stopped around December, but there were no breakup posts, no indication they'd ended things. I took screenshots of everything. Update 2. 3 days later, Lauren texted me. She wanted to meet, said we needed to talk about next steps. I agreed to meet at a coffee shop near my office. She looked exhausted. Dark circles under her eyes, hair unwashed. Part of me wanted to feel sympathy. The other part remembered why we were here. I'm keeping it, she said immediately, before I even sat down. I know that's not what you want to hear, but it's not my decision to make, I interrupted. It's not my kid. She flinched. I know, but I thought you should know. Troy. He doesn't want to be involved. When I told him, he accused me of trying to trap him, said he'd need a paternity test before he'd even consider it. Smart guy, I muttered. I deserve that, she said quietly. Look, I know I destroyed everything between us. I'm not asking you to forgive me or take me back. I needed you to know the truth. All of it. Have you told Melissa? I asked. Her face went pale. Who? Troy's girlfriend. Or is it ex-girlfriend? Hard to tell from his Instagram. She stammered. I didn't know he had a girlfriend. I pulled out my phone, showed her the screenshots. January through December. Plenty of couple photos. So either he was cheating on her with you, or they were on a break, and he failed to mention it. Lauren looked like she might throw up. Oh my God. Yeah, I said, standing up. Seems like we were both being played. Good luck with everything, Lauren. I mean that. I walked out before she could respond. Update 3. 2 weeks after that coffee shop meeting, I got a message request on Instagram from Melissa. She'd seen my comment on one of Troy's old posts, something benign I'd left months ago, and somehow pieced together that I was connected to Lauren. Her message was straightforward. Hi. I know this is weird, but I think we need to talk about Troy and your ex. We met for drinks that evening. Melissa was sharp, direct, and angrier than I'd ever been. Turns out Troy had been telling her they were working through things, that he needed space but still loved her, all while sleeping with Lauren. When Lauren had told him about the pregnancy, he'd immediately called Melissa in a panic, confessing everything and begging for forgiveness. He said it was a one-time mistake, Melissa said bitterly. That she came onto him and he was drunk. Classic. Lauren said the same thing. I replied. One time, she was confused, drinks were involved. Melissa laughed darkly. They deserve each other. Except now she's pregnant and he's freaking out about child support ruining his art career. We talked for hours, shared stories, compared lies, realized how much of our lives over the past months had been built on manipulation. By the end of the night, we weren't friends exactly, but we understood each other. What are you going to do? I asked as we were leaving. She smiled coldly. Troy's doing a big showcase next month. Gallery opening, Potential investors, the whole thing. I'm going to make sure everyone there knows exactly what kind of person he is. I didn't ask for details. Didn't need to. Final update. It's been 3 months since that night Lauren knocked on my door. I haven't spoken to her since the coffee shop. Through mutual friends, I heard she moved back to her parents' place upstate. The baby's due in November. Troy, apparently, signed away his parental rights after the paternity test confirmed it was his. Paid her some settlement to avoid future claims. Melissa did exactly what she said she'd do. She showed up at Troy's gallery opening with printed receipts, texts, photos, timeline of his lies to both her and Lauren. She didn't make a scene, didn't yell, just handed them out like pamphlets to every person who walked in. His career didn't exactly implode, but several potential investors backed out. Last I checked, he'd moved to Portland. As for me, I'm doing okay. Better than okay, actually. I started therapy, realized I'd been ignoring a lot of red flags because I was afraid of being alone. Turns out being alone is better than being with someone who makes you feel crazy. Kevin set me up on a date last week with his cousin. We got coffee, talked for 3 hours, and she actually texted me afterwards to say she'd like to do it again. It felt normal, easy, the way things should feel. I don't hate Lauren anymore. I don't really feel anything when I think about her, and that's probably the healthiest sign of all. She made her choices, I made mine, and now we're both living with the consequences. Edit 1. A lot of people are asking if I ever got closure or a real apology. No, and honestly, I don't need one anymore. Closure is something you give yourself, not something you wait around for someone else to provide. Edit 2. Someone asked if I'd consider getting back with Lauren if she reached out. Hard no. The trust is gone. You can't rebuild a foundation that was never solid to begin with.